All right, let's get right into it. We're about to pull back the curtain on our everyday spending habits. We're going to uncover the hidden costs, the sneaky markups, and the quiet ripoffs that are draining our bank accounts. Honestly, this might just change the way you look at your wallet.
Think about this for a second. Every single time you tap your card, every time you hand over $1, you're not just buying something. You're casting a vote. You're saying, this is what I value, this is the kind of life I want. It's a pretty powerful idea when you stop and think about it. And here's the catch. Are you really voting for your own best interests? See, a lot of us are operating on old information. The spending habits that made sense 5-10 years ago, the math just doesn't work anymore. And if we keep going on autopilot, we might be accidentally sabotaging our own financial future without even realizing it.
Okay, first up, let's talk about all those things sold to us as a safety net. You know, the ones that promise peace of mind, but are actually just profit machines in disguise.
You know the drill, right? You're so excited, you're buying a new TV, a laptop, maybe even just some headphones. And right as you're about to pay, they hit you with the question, would you like to add protection for just a few dollars more? It sounds so smart, so responsible.
But where does that money really go? Well, have a look. The truth is, retailers make a killing on these. We're talking 50 to 80% profit margins. They're often the most profitable item in the whole store. And why? Because most things either break while they're already under the manufacturer's warranty, or they just don't break. In the end, only about 5% of that money ever gets paid back out to customers.
So what's the smarter play? It's something called a self-insurance fund. Instead of handing that cash over to the store, just put the money you would have spent on that warranty into your own savings account. If something breaks down the line, hey, you've got the cash. And if nothing breaks, that money is all yours. You're building your own wealth, not the store's bottom line. All right, next, let's talk about convenience. Oh, it feels so good in the moment, doesn't it? But companies have gotten incredibly good at turning our last-minute needs and our lack of planning into their profit. Does this look familiar to you? Yeah. Welcome to the airport, the absolute masterclass in captive audience pricing. The second you're through security, you're trapped. And boy, do they know it. A $6 water, an $18 sandwich that's been sitting in plastic all day, those prices have nothing to do with quality. They're based on one thing, how much you're willing to pay when you have literally no other choice.
And this isn't just about airports, not by a long shot. Just look at the price difference for the exact same snack. That markup at the convenience store is just staggering. We're talking 100, 200, sometimes 300% higher than the grocery store. You're basically paying triple for the luxury of not thinking ahead.
Now you might think, oh, it's just a $3 drink, a $2 snack, what's the big deal? Well, that little $5 a day habit adds up to this. Over $1,800 in 1 year. That's a plane ticket. That's a serious chunk of an investment.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What's the real cost of that convenience? What else could you be doing with that cash? The companies getting rich off it are betting that you'll never, ever stop to do that math.
All right, let's move on to those times when the value we think we're getting is really just a clever illusion. It's a magic trick played with hidden fees and slick marketing.
Let's take Airbnb. It started out as this great, budget-friendly alternative to hotels. And you're scrolling, you see a listing for a fantastic place, and the price looks amazing. $149 a night? Sign me up. But then, you go to book it. And this is where the sleight of hand happens. Your reasonable base price of $450 suddenly starts to inflate. First, a massive cleaning fee gets tacked on, then a service fee, and before you know it, the final price is double what you thought it was. The great deal just vanished into thin air.
And make no mistake, this is not an accident. The entire system is engineered to hide that true cost from you until the very last second. By then, you're emotionally invested, you've imagined your vacation, and you're way more likely to just click confirm. It's a brilliant and kind of sneaky psychological game.
This illusion of value is absolutely everywhere. Think about those premium fancy grocery stores. A lot of the time, you're paying a 30 to 40% brand tax, not for better products, but for the fancy lighting and the nice-smelling aisles. That organic milk is often the exact same milk from the exact same dairy that you can get at a discount grocer for way less.
And oh, the classic, the gem membership you never use. It feels so good to buy it in January, right? It feels like an investment in yourself. But if you're not actually going, it's just a monthly charge. It becomes, as one writer put it,
an expensive monument to the person you hoped you would be.
So, after seeing all these traps, it can feel a little disheartening. But how do we fight back? How do we actually shift from being unconscious spenders to consciously building our own wealth? Let's put it all together.
When you boil it all down, the common threads are pretty clear. The real villains in your budget aren't things. They're these invisible forces. The unconscious habits we just never think to question. That incredibly high tax we pay for convenience. And the illusion of value that clever marketing builds around us. Simply being aware of them is your greatest defense.
So what's really at stake here? What's the potential prize for getting this right? Well, just imagine you redirect the money you're already spending on a few of these things. If you could find and invest just $10,000 a year over 20 years, that could grow to almost $500,000. I mean, that's not just a little extra cash, that's life-changing money. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Your money is always working. It never sleeps. The only question is, who is it working for? Is it working for the companies that have mastered the psychology of getting it out of your pocket? Or is it working for you, building the future that you actually want? That choice and that vote is yours.